this short video, we're going to take a look at an introduction to licensing the CRM elements in Dynamics 365, focusing on the apps that are available and the licensing options they have. My name is Vicky Lee, a Microsoft licensing expert, and I'll be taking you through this session today. Now, before I start on the CRM apps licensing, I want to point out a useful resource to you, and this is the Dynamics 365 licensing guide that you can see here. Now, it is updated regularly, and at the time of recording this session, we're on the January 2023 version. Now, this is a really useful document that I do use on a regular basis, and you'll find that it's great to refer to find answers to all sorts of Dynamics 365 licensing questions that you may have. So I would highly recommend taking a look at it if you haven't done so already. Now, the guide is available at the link shown on the slide, but note that as the guide is updated on a regular basis, pretty much as changes happen, it's always important to ensure that you're using the latest version. And this link will always take you to the latest version as it is a live document link. Okay, so let's move on now to look at the CRM side of Dynamics 365. Here we can see the core Dynamics CRM apps that are available. So we've got Sales Enterprise and Professional, Customer Service Enterprise and Professional, and Field Service. Now, the green boxes at the top of the slide represent these apps, and you can see that they're all licensed with a user subscription license, where there's a monthly cost per user to use the app. And then for some, there is a choice, as there's also a device subscription license available, where there is a monthly cost per device, and more on that momentarily. When licensing users, we need to split the users into full users and additional users. Full users are users who will take full advantage of the functionality in one or more apps. So here you'd look at your users, identify which apps they need to use, and assign relevant licenses. For instance, a territory sales manager managing sales pipelines and closing deals is likely to require a sales license. A customer service rep managing cases will need a customer service license, and a field technician managing site repairs and updating work orders will need a field service license. Then at the bottom we have the team members license, and this is for people who need light access across the full range of apps that are shown here, what we class as the additional users. And these are likely to be support staff rather than full-time workers in these different professional capacities. And we will look shortly at what rights the team members license gives. So with Dynamics 365, you do need to spend time working out the functionality that individual users need to access so that you can license them for the appropriate app or apps that they need to use. We saw that for some apps, Sales Enterprise, Customer Service Enterprise, and Field Service, there is a choice of a user subscription license or a device subscription license, and you will need to decide which type of license you might want. So let's take Field Service as our example here. The difference between a user and a device subscription license comes to the number of devices that a user is working with. When one user uses many different devices, it can be best to license them with a user license. However, if a device is shared by many users, the device license can be more appropriate, as the device license allows any number of unlicensed users to access the product through the licensed device. And as I've just said, multiple users can access the applications through a shared device when a device subscription license is used. And it is worth noting that both subscription licenses give access to the same functionality and that they may be mixed in an organization. So let's take an example here. Here we have a mobile care team consisting of 3 shifts of 2 people. They're all sharing the same device. So here it would make sense to license with the device licensing model. And the licensing guide does tell us useful extra information, such as for the sales device, customer service device, and field service device licenses, that shared logins are used, and that when individual users share a login, their individual usage cannot be tracked. Another choice you need to make is whether to choose the enterprise or professional license for the sales or customer service apps. Now, the professional apps contain a subset of the enterprise functionality and are designed for organizations who do not need the full enterprise functionality of an app. The licensing guide is a great place to see what's included in each of the apps. And you can see here a sample of the sales table that shows the features in both apps. Now, it's not the full table that's shown here. It is really quite long, but if you were to look in the guide, then you will be able to make a good comparison between them. There are other things to be aware of, though. One of them is that the enterprise and professional application modules of an individual app are not meant to be combined within an organization. So ideally for an app, you would choose one or the other flavor for all of your users. Now that we've covered how our full users are licensed, let's think about the additional users. And remember that these are the users who don't need full access to the Dynamics 365 apps, but are consuming data with the need to perform simple tasks. And you would license these users with the team members license. Now, the team members license allows users read access to data across the Dynamics 365 solution, and then gives write, edit, and delete rights in a limited set of scenarios. And these scenarios are detailed in Appendix C of the licensing guide. There is also room to customize these scenarios for the team member's licensed user, with the rights to have up to 15 custom tables to enable this. So we know that this is a license for people who require basic functionality across the apps, and we can see that it's cost effectively priced at $8 per user per month. So what can users do with the CRM apps? Well, they can read data across all of the apps, and then they have more powers to create, edit, or delete in certain scenarios relating to the CRM functionality, which you can see listed here on the slide. Now, the Dynamics 365 apps can be heavily customized, but as we've said, the team members module can only be customized with a maximum of 15 additional tables for the pre-approved scenarios. And again, I will refer you to the licensing guide if you wish to see more detail regarding the rights that are included with the team members license. That concludes this short video. Thank you very much for watching. If you require any more information around Dynamics 365, please do contact TD Cinex.